Hello, Gravy Timothy, and welcome back to some more Focus to Z, or as someone in the comment section really wanted me to say, Hocus Focus. This is quite literally the series where we look at all the worst paths for focus trees in Heart of Iron 4. And as always, not all of the focuses we go down are as bad as the others, especially after last episode. And today I think is going to be a nice breath of fresh air for us. And that's because we have reached the letter F. F for Finland. And it's a magical place where its focus tree is actually pretty good. Well, not all of it, which is what we're going to be looking at today, obviously, but it's still going to be way better than what we just did last episode. And, I'm sure if you watched my last YouTube short, you already know what we're doing, but we will be getting the secret path for Finland. And you may be wondering why that's the worst path, considering it's a secret one, and usually they're the best. Well, that's just the thing. You see, for what the secret path requires you to do, it is definitely very, very lacking. And the way to the secret path isn't too in-depth. Essentially, we just got to keep our current guy in charge and then go all the way down to a new course for the Cocoa Moose. And then after we've done that, we get the option to bring back the Kingdom of Finland. But obviously before that, we do have to not die. Worst part is you think you could probably just rush on down to get this over with so you could get the kingdom pretty quickly. But no, you cannot, because you require to actually get construction 4 to be able to go here. Yeah, which means we'll get it roughly about the time we're halfway through dealing with Mr. Stalin. We're also going to go ahead and spend our points on getting this guy. Whilst he does actually raise our support for the wrong way, we do need that weekly manpower. So we'll do that, and then we'll just go ahead and ban fashion altogether so we don't have to deal with that. We're also going to go ahead and spend 200 political power points on Mannheim, who will 100% be worth it. So we're in 1939, and we are pretty much ready for the Soviets to come, at least in their first wave. I'm building a bit of a fort line. Don't always do this, but I've got enough factories, so why not? Okay, well, here they come. And whilst we could just say, yes, go ahead, take it, we're not going to. Now, whilst we could go ahead and do the Northern Defense Front, which would be pretty beneficial for us, we're not going to. Instead, we're going to stick with the Lone Wolf, as it's objectively worse than the Northern Defense Front. Right, and here they come. We should be able to hold no problem. It's not too difficult. The only issue that always seems to be with the Soviets is their naval invasions, and we will get a bit more of a garrison going later, but for now we're just gonna have to work with this. But yeah, we should be able to hold no problem. They might push us back a few tiles up here. That seems to be what happens every time I play, but nothing too crazy. And for the infantry we are using, it's simply this: 12 whip with artillery, AA, and some engineers. Later on when we go on the offensive, we'll change that obviously, but for now that's all that we need. And obviously we went Grand Battle Plan for the Doctrine bonus for entrenchment, and then we'll probably switch it to assault later, but for now it's perfectly adequate. Okay, now as soon as the Soviets come in on you, there are a few things we need to do very quickly, like a cry for help, which gives us weekly manpower plus 600 for a whole year. Very important because we don't have a lot of it. Obviously, we also want to go up on our conscription, and we also have a few things in here, like appeal to the Finnish spirit, and we really want to get this guy all the way to the right over here for his bonus too, which you could do already, but I completely forgot to do a moderate politics, which gets rid of the debuff that lowers it a lot. It's all right though. We'll get up there eventually. Other than the fact we are currently losing it because Stalin's coming in on it. And now, whilst we would like to go ahead and get these guys on the front line, no, they're gonna have to garrison the ports because eventually Mr. Stalin will get the bright idea of just wiping me out from the sea. There we go. 500 guns and then 250 artillery from Sweden, which is definitely not equal at all. And of course the manpower as well, which will go nice, as we are still going to be recruiting pretty much the whole damn time here to keep the Soviets at bay. And yeah, those casualties already looking pretty nice. Okay, so I put Mannheim in charge for the government for now. We'll get rid of him later when we need to go back and do our obviously secret focus, but until then we're just going to keep holding back the Soviets. As you can see, they are not looking too well. And we could go ahead and push to Leningrad and take it and get ourselves a peace deal with the Soviets, but instead we're just going to wait for the Germans to go in and fully capitulate them, which is a much better idea. So yeah, I think as soon as the Germans are going to roll in here, there won't be the Soviets for much longer. In fact, I could probably do a pretty tricky little push here already if I wanted to, but again, I'm just going to sit and wait. Why not? We're going to get these casualties all the way up there. Another thing I should have done a while back is all adult serve, which, yeah, it's going to ruin a bit of our production, which we don't really need because we have a pretty small army, but that will give us militarized society, which we'll need for later. Okay, I won't lie. Germans are taking their sweet time going in here. I think we're actually almost up to we're about to hit 1 million casualties for the Soviets. Still, they're not taking the opportunity to make the most of this. Okay, I spoke a bit too soon there. The Germans literally just went in. Okay, perfect. It's time for us to now make a move. Okay, my mountaineers are ready. They're not fully the template I want them just yet, but they should be good enough for us to actually do a push and take Leningrad. Oh yeah, no problem at all there. Okay, then next up, we just want to cut all of these units off up here as well and make the most of that. Like I said, we could go ahead and now demand peace negotiations. In fact, we actually have we have 2 right here, but we're not going to click either of them. Okay, after clearing up that, we have a pretty good front line over here, but the biggest enemy we're really going to have is supply, because this is the worst place in the world to fight. I'd love to take credit for that one, but I think that might have actually been all the German AI. I mean, in a way, I did play my part though. That was all me. I was a distraction. Yeah, I'm not really doing any hard pushes. I'm just microing pretty much everywhere I can just to get little encirclements because I don't really want to take too many casualties here. I mean, up to 130k already, but yeah, I've done a lot more to the Soviets, but I still don't want to waste the manpower we have as it's very limited. Hey boys, we're making the great breakthrough to the Urals right now. See if we can't speed this up with the capitulation. Quite make it to the Urals, but I did get myself a nice healthy pocket of Soviet troops over here. Okay, we've still got a ways away for the Soviets to capitulate here, and we do have absolutely no supply, so I'm going to go ahead and build ports up here and hope that we can continue the push. But yeah, it might also help if I actually throw some logistic companies in these bad boys. We also get this winter logistics company too, so I guess we'll throw that in as well and hope for the best. I think Sun Tzu actually wrote about this, who said, if you have no supply, build a port as it will just give you some. He truly had a way with words. We've got to break through. We're just going to make the most of it and head straight on down to these VPs and hopefully get a capitulation. All right, sadly, the port strategy, the Sun Tzu port strategy doesn't work inland, as I'm trying my hardest, Sun Tzu, but it won't let me put down a port in the middle of this damn landmass. We're in a bit further in the art of war there, and I found out there's a thing called a land port, also known as a supply hub, that's doing the job quite nicely. We are finally breaking into some VPs now, and there's still a while to go. It doesn't help the fact that the Axis have completely stalled to take Kazan. I just saw the fall of Rome pop-up happen, but then after that, I also saw the fall of London pop-up happen. Uno reverse? Oh yeah, I also got fed up waiting for them to fail to take Kazan. I'm doing it myself. Can't believe they capitulated the UK before getting Kazan. Yeah, I don't know what that's about either. I'm hoping this will be the last push right now. We just need a couple more VPs and this should be over with. Oh my god. Okay. We did it. And here comes the fun of the peace conference. Hey, there we go. That's not bad at all, bar this big German blob in the middle of me. Okay, now that we have finished up with the Soviets, we can get rid of Mannerheim, which some people probably don't want to do, but this guy seems happy about it. And now we can do a new course for the Cocoa Moose, which we could have done a while back if we didn't put Mannerheim in, but I thought I'd leave this to the end. Well, to the end. Till after we beat the Soviets, because we are most certainly not done here. Oh, okay, that's my bad. I thought you could still get the hidden Kingdom of Finland with this guy, apparently not. So give me a minute. See if it ain't a job well done if you've not had to do it twice. Hey, so same as last time, except this time we are going to put Mannerheim in control after we do new support for the Kokomos, which is great. By the way, we're doing way better this time. And now with this guy in charge and we finish a new course for the Kokomos, we get ourselves the Finnish throne up here, which I should have done before, but you know, you live and you learn. Because sadly, this guy dies in 1944, and we didn't finish up until 45, so oopsie daisy. I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering why I consider this to be the worst path for Finland, and it's pretty much down to the fact that, one, it is a secret path that is hidden, that you have to get some very specific requirements to even see, and two, you literally go nowhere else with it. This is all it does. It'll give you the Kingdom of Finland, and that's it. Technically, you can go ahead and get Greater Finland on top of it, and that adds to it a little bit, as we'll see later, but this is it. Or should I say, technically, this is it. We are now a maroony burgundy color, and we have Prince Wolfgang von Hesse. Okay, this time, we won't get stuck in the Great Hyper War for Kazan. Again, I'll be claiming credit for all of this. Well, that actually went way better than last time. Let's see if we can get a better peace conference to go on top of it. Okay, yeah, 1943, so we knocked 2 years off of it, and I think the borders are a lot better. I mean, we got one straight shot with the Germans now, because unsurprisingly, yes, I am not finished here. Like I said, there is one more thing we can do that kind of changes our secret path of the Finnish throne, which is doing a Greater Finland now. Because as soon as you now do Greater Finland, boom! Greater Kingdom of Finland, then you get a nice dark purple, which is actually really quite nice. You know, you also get a cool little flag and a couple extra cores on stuff over here, but yeah. That's it. Okay, we're spending the time now just preparing. And by preparing, I mean I'm just building tons of supply hubs everywhere so that we don't face the same issue the Soviets had. The time we're waiting is great anyway because we are getting up our compliance with the Soviet land, which means if we get to 60%, we get the manpower from it, like an extra 20%, which we desperately need. I think that's enough building up. And by building up, I mean I've just been AFK. I mean, I've been here the whole time, definitely paying attention. I guess since we didn't do it last time, I'm going to go ahead and form the military government. And now, Mannheim, you've finally been called up. Okay, well, the Germans are just doing me a favor and attacking my lines, which is great. I'm just going to sit there while I also push into Norway over here. And I was really hoping the AI could actually pick up a bit of the pace here. And look at the Italians go for a naval invasion. Don't worry about that. Hoping they could do something though, because I don't have the manpower to be just full fronting the Germans here. I am doing a bit of micro and getting a few little new places for our kingdom, but it's not enough. I'm not too sure what the plan was there really. Okay, I got a bit of manpower in the bag, so we're just gonna go for a little bit of a push here. We'll just see where this goes. Okay. Apparently pretty damn far. Well, not bad at all. And Turkey ended up joining the Allies as well, so that's even more pressure. It did cost all that manpower I had, though. And it ain't like we're getting any more. Oh, I didn't even realize how did nationalist Spain end up at war with the Axis? Oh, none of my business, I guess. Whatever floats your boat, Franco. Okay, question is, can we make this final push now and get rid of the Germans? I mean, the South looks pretty good, but the actual German divisions, I think I ran over so many of them that we could easily do this. Things be moving very quickly, unless you're the Allies. Things don't move there. I checked how many casualties am I up to right now. 764k. That's a lot, I won't lie. Although in all fairness, I've done 6.2 million to the Germans. So in any other game, I'd give myself a pat on the back for that. But looking up my manpower right now, not too sure I can. Okay, just realized we've actually reached Berlin. Some of my units are looking definitely not too healthy, but we have made it. We can also go ahead and give all this land back to Iran, who is our puppet, which means we won't have to worry about garrisoning it, and hopefully they deal with the remaining Germans stuck on that island, because I don't want to. I don't actually know if we're going to be able to make this final push. It is down to the wire. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you can also hit these little buttons here for refitting your convoys into cruisers or destroyers. They're not very good, but if you want some boats, I guess you get some boats. And yeah, it only costs political power, obviously, and then convoys. And I have a lot of convoys because we've capitulated people. And I think the Norwegians, or is it the Icelandic, can also do it. But yeah, I've never bothered, because why would I play either of those nations? We're taking the radical pill here. We're taking the garrisons off. We're gonna put them all in the field, and hopefully this is enough. Here's hoping this is worth it. Okay, there goes the Germans, and I'm actually glad it capitulated to the UK there, because that means I don't have to garrison it, even though we did turn the garrisons off, so doesn't matter. And there we go. It's quite literally took every last drop of blood from Finland to accomplish. Oh, this is a little awkward. I thought my puppet or the allies would give the land to back to them, but no, they just left the Germans down there. You know what? I can't even be mad. I think I probably can be mad about the fact I'm not going to have the manpower to deal with any of this. There you go. The Greater Kingdom of Finland. Completely formed and looking pointless. I made it a little better on myself. Got myself a few puppets. I would have released the Germans, but I can't release the Germans, as I would just give it all back to him down here in the capital of Bandar-Yabas. It's alright. I'm sure he can have fun down there. But this is the end for our video, and what a long and eventful journey it has been. Like I said, I think the Finnish tree in general is very good. I only picked this one as the worst path because for something that's quite secret and out the way, there's really not a lot to it. But it is a fun little Easter egg regardless, and it does have a pretty nice color on the map. Plus, if you want to do the Greater Kingdom of Finland, I just love the fact it just adds greater to it. Hey, but if you want to keep watching, hit the like, hit the subscribe down below, and I'll catch you next time on Hocus Focus.